Good morning, y'all. How's everybody doing this morning? Can you all hear me okay? Sweet. Super excited to be on today's show. I'm not sure if Brock's going to hop on. Oh, there he is. He's in his car. He's grinding, right? Making appointments, doing what he needs to do to drive business. I love that. I love that. Looks like we have a ton of people on today. My name is Christopher Reshetar. I am the owner of CTR Mortgage Brokers. And my role on Brock's show is really just to add value to the real estate community. For those of you do that know me, right? I've been a coaching program for many, many years, and part of my role as a loan officer, I see, is to coach up the realtor partners that I work with and coach up realtor partners I don't work with. Doesn't matter, right? It's all about giving back and providing value to people because when God is supporting you and He is behind you, He helps you understand that one of your gifts is to share the gifts that He has given to you with other people. So I'm super excited about our topic today. If you are on our show every first Wednesday of every month, I've been talking about the hand that feeds you. So let's see if I have any luck this morning with doing a screen share here because I am trying to get better at technology. Sometimes it is not in my favor, but let's see what we've got here. Let me see if this works. It may or may not work here this morning, but we'll see. Okay, so last time while I'm working on this, we talked a little bit about the hand that feeds the hand, and we talked about the palm of the hand being 40 VIP clients. All right, let me see how we do here. Camera's not doing great, but I'm trying. Anyway, we got the hand there. It's called 40 VIP clients. We talked a little bit about how can you deepen relationships with business professionals in your community and build a system for people so that you can have reciprocal relationships. I did multiple trainings after our call last month, and I'll continue to do more trainings with you out there. But today we're going to talk about the part of the hand, and it's called the 400 past clients. So, what I really want to hit on today is if you have a database of clients, it's really probably not really manageable for you to manage more than 400 past clients. That probably means you've been in real estate for a number of years, which is amazing. So if you have 400 past clients, we're going to use some stats around that today. If you don't, it is okay, right? It doesn't mean that you should ignore your past clients. So what I want to hit on first really is your database is your one of your best sources for business. How many of you out there, by just throwing a one in the chat, have had clients said, I need you to help my sister. My mom's due moving up from Florida. They got a brother moving down from New Jersey, right? That is exciting when we can get a referral from somebody that we've helped before. But the odds of us getting that business from that client are way less if we are not nurturing our database. So, talking about your past clients today, let's just assume you do have 400 past clients. Did you know that the stats show that the average American, unlike what it used to be, moves every 12 years? I don't have 12 fingers, but you can say, right? Every 12 years. Probably 2020, 2005, the stat was every 7 years. Okay. So that means if you have 400 past clients, you have 8.3% of your database will move per year or 33 clients. If you do that math, an average of 33 clients would move per year if you had 400 past clients that you've served. Now, does anybody know what percentage, and you can throw it in the chat, what percentage of clients not intend to use, but actually use the realtor that helped them buy their home in the initial process. Who knows? 27%. Awesome. Christian, its average is 25 to 27%, right? So, how are we doing our real estate community as staying in front of our clients? If out of 400 clients, 33 move, we only get 25% of those clients, we're not doing that great, right? We're not doing that great. So 75% of those clients use somebody else. Yes, not very good, right? So if we're going back to managing our database and what do we need to do, right? This show, and I'm going to step back for just a second, right? I've been a member of the core, which is a different coaching system that people know maybe in the area. And I've been a core student for 4 years. So I go to these conferences every 6 months. And then what happens? We download like pages and pages of notes. We get back to the office on Monday. And what do we implement? Anything, something, maybe one thing, right? So I think we have to be cognizant, and I want to remind you that whatever we talk about on every single podcast that Brock does is oftentimes the changes that we make are really incremental. And we can't beat ourselves up because we're not going to make sweeping changes in 30 days, 60 days, or 90 days. It's just incremental, which is really what this show is about. If you listen to the show on a regular basis, you're grabbing a nugget, right? But before you know it, all those nuggets pile up and you have a huge mountain of nuggets. And you're starting to make changes a little bit over time. So as I sort of step into what does this look like in terms of managing your database, okay, so we're going to go like this. If we have 33 potential clients that could move in our database per year, that is an opportunity to get 33 deals, right? But what are we doing to stay in front of those clients? So I have a theme day on Thursday. This is Chris Reshetar here. Every Thursday, I call my past clients. And what do you think I do with my calendar? I'm sure someone will throw it in the chat. What am I doing on my calendar to call past client days? It's called blocking, right? So I know when I'm having lunch appointments. I know when I'm having client appointments. Somewhere in my day, I'm blocking 1 to 2 hours every single day on some sort of theme. So I have a past client call day blocked every Thursday. So I'm going to share this story, and this I think is really kind of cool, right? So I have a spreadsheet which I've asked Joanna to put in the chat. Hopefully that'll show up. I've resent it this morning in PDF format. Okay, there we go. And it's just you put 20 clients on the spreadsheet, and it's their name, the spouse's name, property address, how much they paid for the house, how long ago it was, some of the critical details. And so last Thursday, which I'll be doing 20 more calls today, last Thursday, I called January of 2023 through the top of February of 2023. Okay. In those 20 phone calls, you're probably only going to get, if you're lucky, 50% of those people to answer the phone. So how many conversations are you really having? 10? Is it hard to have 10 conversations? Definitely easy to have 10 conversations. Y'all are experts at conversations. Can I say that, right? Realtors are great at conversations, right? So that's why we love you. So 10 phone calls, and this is how my phone calls went. Adam, who answers the phone, says, Chris, I can't believe you called me. He said, I just took a job in Lincolnton. My wife and I are moving from Hickory. I was going to reach out to you. Now, first of all, I was pretty excited that after 3 years, he said he was going to reach out to me, and right, and he knew exactly who I was when I called. So what have I been doing to my database? I've been nurturing it, right? I've been nurturing it. And I said, awesome, tell me about what's going on, right? So he told me the details. And as we were discussing, if you were on the call a month ago, we were talking about VIPs. I said, well, I remember when you bought your house, you bought a house in Hickory, but your realtor was like an hour away. I said, I'm assuming you want to use the same realtor because I'm thinking I have to nurture this back to the buyer's agent that brought me the lead the first time, right? And he said, well, that realtor is not really working real estate full time anymore. He was far away. I just need a Hickory expert. I want to work with a local Hickory agent. Ding, ding, ding. What does that now tell me I can do? Right? I'm now going to go to my VIP list and find a realtor that I'm connected with, that I do business with in that market. Right? So I'm going to give that referral back. So I connected with a realtor that I had a relationship there, not a deep relationship, but a decent relationship. And in return or in exchange for that referral, I asked her if I could come do a team meeting to meet her entire team because she's a team leader. I've only ever worked with her. I've never met the agents on her team. So now I've opened the door to a new opportunity, right? And then I did a what? Three-way text message to introduce the client and the realtor and said, hey, Adam, I need you to meet so and so realtor, so and so realtor, I need you to meet Adam. Now, what I did there, and I have this happen sometimes with me on the agent side, Chris, I have a referral for you. I told them to call you. What kind of sense of urgency does that client have to call me? Zero. Do I have any way to connect with a client? No. And am I slowing the process down when I don't actually loop in the referral partner? Yes. Because is Adam going to get around to calling that realtor now or 3 months from now? We want to strike while the iron's hot. So that three-way text was huge because then I saw them communicating back and forth and they set an appointment within 24 hours and the juices are flowing. They're working on getting her that listing set up so that when they want to list it in a couple of months, they're ready to go. So I'm giving back to my VIP partners, right? And connected with past client. And I started a new loan application for that client. Ring, 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 right? I'm calling my 10 people, right? Mike, how are you? I'm amazing, Chris. He says, this house that I'm in, you helped me get in 3 years ago, is just too far away from my work. Do you think you and the realtor Dan could help me get another house, Chris? Absolutely, right? This is literally what happened to me last Thursday. Okay. Then I called another customer. We got him on the phone. We helped him with a refinance on kind of a creative bank statement program. His interest rate was like 8.25 or something like that. 3 years ago, rates are definitely down. So he sent me his mortgage statements that says, could you refinance my $1.1 million loan from this higher 8% and get it down for me? And then I had one other client that also responded to an inquiry. So four of my 10 calls that answered, I got four potential referrals. And then I started pinging the referrals back out to the realtor partners that I knew. Okay. So what did I really do there? I blocked time to call 20 past clients every Thursday that then turns around and drives business, gives me new referrals to push back out to my VIPs, right? Making deeper connections and got me some new business or some potential new business, right? Pretty huge. So working your what we call the thumbnail on the hand that feeds the mouth, if you got the attachments that went out, this is really critical. And I think part of what we struggle with is it's really hard to build systems. Would you agree with me? Right? It's hard to build systems, having a process. And then I think the most difficult part is to honor what we actually set up, right? It's so easy to make an appointment and meet somebody for coffee and commit to that. But when it's our own schedule, what do? We just push it. Oh, something came up. I can't tell this new client that's calling me that wants me to show this listing that I'm not available between 10 and 12 because that's when I'm making past client calls. I'm just going to move my past client calls to another slot and say, yeah, I'll be there instead of saying, hey, my first available appointment is 12. We don't honor our schedule enough. We just don't, right? So I'm trying to encourage everyone that's out there, whether you're a realtor or not, right? You have priorities for your business and you have to learn how to block and honor your schedule. If you don't, then you are going to limit your growth, no matter what industry you're in, because those dialing for dollars times really are the most important things that you can do for your business.
Hey, Chris, can I ask you a question or two questions I got for you?
Please.
My first question is for those that might be having this issue, because there's two usually objections I get or challenges. One is I don't have a lot of past clients. I only have like 10 past clients. Maybe I'm new. Maybe, maybe I only have 20 past clients. So what do you say to those people? What should they fill that time with? Is my first question is I don't
Perfect.
have a lot of past clients. And number
Perfect.
two, what happens if I do have good past clients, but I'm very guilty of this, but I haven't talked to them like in 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. What would you be saying to those agents on there for I don't have a lot of past clients, or what would be a great intro conversation to somebody who haven't talked to in like several years?
Perfect. Well, I'm going to answer the second question first. So, I think everybody can connect to everybody's humanness. We're all imperfect, right? So, let's just say the question number two that you asked was, I haven't done a good job. What do I say? So, you make your phone call, you reach out to, let's say we're calling Jim. Jim answers the phone, and I say, "Hey, Jim, this is Christopher Reshetar. I was your loan officer from 7 years ago. And the first thing I want to say to you is, number one, thank you for taking my call. And number two, I owe you an apology. I have not done a great job at staying in front of you and nurturing you as a past client, but I'm committed to change that and make sure that you are a priority moving forward. I've got some things I want to tell you about that might excite you. Do you have 2 minutes for me?"
I love that word committed. I'm committed to doing that. That's a really good word. I like that.
Right. And we can all connect with being imperfect, right? And Jim might say, Chris, I don't have time for you. I'm out of here, and that's okay, right? You've missed that opportunity. But there's going to be plenty of people out there to say, you know what? You did take great care of me. Not only did you help me sell my house, but you helped me buy a new one all on the same day. It was a fiasco trying to manage it all. And if it wasn't for you, Brock, I wouldn't have been able to do that. So I'll never forget you. You did a great job for me. So what did you say you wanted to go over, right? Well, I wanted to invite you to a happy hour. I'm doing a happy hour next month. Once you and your husband have come out to a happy hour, it's just simply a way to reconnect. I'd love to see you, see how your family's doing, learn a little bit more about you, right? Whatever. It doesn't matter. You invite them to an event, you invite them to something, right? So the key bullets as we drill down on these past clients, and I will answer the second question there for you if we don't have a database. But if we're making these phone calls, I think number one, in the spreadsheet that I sent out, okay, on that spreadsheet, you list how much their current home is worth now, and you list what they paid for it, right? So if the customer put 10% down on their home on a $500,000 purchase, and it's now worth 620, you can literally say I've doubled or tripled your investment, right? You put in 50,000 and you grew 120,000. You can help them see value in what you did do for them if you're calling some past clients. That's kind of starting the conversation. But I think ultimately we have to nurture our client database. And if you can recall a couple of summits ago, Brock, I did a whole training on hosting effective past client events, cost effective past client events, right? And I gave a sheet out of like 100 different client events that you can do, right? And so, again, this is where I encourage our listeners here. You have to start small. I do 3 past client events per year, and they're really easy, they're really manageable, and it's the KISS method, right? Y'all know the KISS method? I call it keep it stupid simple. That's what I call it, right? Not simple stupid. Keep it stupid simple. Even simpler than you think, right? How hard is it to send an Eventbrite out to your database that says show up for a happy hour from 4:30 to 6:30 at this event? And then ask two of your VIP partners, a home inspector, a lender, a general contractor, a financial planner to say, would you help me co-sponsor the event? And you can invite your database too. Most of the happy hours that I've done, Brock, are $400. If you're splitting that two ways, three ways, four ways, I oftentimes do them at like Ruth Chris Steakhouse. They do half price drinks and half price appetizers Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Like that's easy, right? And so there's an event that you do, right? You could do that once a quarter or never do anything else, right? And have your VIPs come, right? All the people that you send business to, have databases to, have them bring a few people, have them co-sponsor the event. You can literally get away with a happy hour and it costs you nothing if you're smart. And now you've checked the box off. And now when you're calling your past clients, you have something to invite them to. You have a reason to reconnect, hug when they walk in the door, offer a drink and an appetizer, right? I do a Thanksgiving pie giveaway, right? I order 70 pies or 100 pies from Costco. They're about the size of a tractor trailer tire, right? Who doesn't want a free pie? How easy is that, right? And I do a Knights game, Charlotte Knights game. Tickets range from $15-ish to $18. I have 40 clients come, 50 clients come, right? It's very, very, very simple. But when you're making on your theme day calls, your past clients, it doesn't have to be challenging. It doesn't have to be difficult. So let's go back to kind of some of the structures here. You should have a day of the week that you're making your theme day calls. I use Thursdays. You can all use Thursdays if you want. Doesn't matter to me. You're going to break up your database. I gave you a sheet in the chat where you can click on it. I can also email stuff after the meeting to you directly, and you put in your database, you fill it out, and then when you're making your calls, you've already gotten the value looked up on Zillow, what they paid for the house, you've got the data in front of you. Reconnect and see if there's anything that you can do, anything that you can do to add value, right? When you add value, it's easier to do what? Ask for a referral. Because what do we oftentimes forget to do? Ask for a referral. Every time we add value, was this helpful? Did this move the needle a little bit forward? Did it help you get to the point where you're ready to sell? How can I help you create wealth through real estate? Awesome. Who else do you know in your circle of influence that we could create wealth for? Do you have any sisters or brothers? Do you have any coworkers? Do you have any friends from your bowling club? Whatever, right? We can ask for referrals in simple and natural ways, especially when we add value. So pretty simple. Past clients, focus on them, set a theme day, have a few events per year. I would tell you if you're not doing events, have one a quarter and have them be very manageable, right? Sometimes I see realtors just do wine and cheese. How hard is it to go to Trader Joe's to pick up a couple of cheap bottles of wine and pick up some cheese? It's one stop, right? Find somewhere cool to do it. Do it in a clubhouse at somebody's neighborhood for free. It doesn't matter, right? You're just going to hug and chat and connect. And those people are going to continue to love on you as you move forward. All right, so we're at 8:39. So let's go back to the question you had, Brock, that what if I don't have a huge database? So what I would encourage a newer realtor to do is you could use the same 20 by 20 spreadsheet. You can come up with your own spreadsheet. But have you probably heard somebody say that everybody knows at least 200 people? Right? If you've ever done the Keller Williams Bold class, for those of you who heard of that, right? What do they have you do before you sit in a room and dial for dollars for 8 hours straight? They have you make a list of everybody that you know, right? So instead of calling your past clients, you're really just calling your sphere of influence, right? And you can literally go on Zillow and see when they purchased their home, and you can see what they paid for it. You can come and say, did you know your return on investment when you bought that house was XYZ? You might not have been that realtor that got them in there, but what are the odds that that realtor is staying connected with them? We already know what the odds are, right? If only 25% of people are reusing their agent when they go to sell their house again, you literally have a 75% chance of getting somebody in your sphere that didn't use you before you got in real estate, right? Or use somebody else, because they didn't know you to now grab that business. Those are pretty good odds, right? Those are pretty good odds. So, Brock, I don't know if you're still on, but I think that should answer your two questions. Do we have any other sort of questions if anyone wants to come off of mute while we're talking about nurturing past clients?
No, that was very good. I will piggyback off of for those that are like entertaining, like I'm doing my study hall and you all are welcome to come. But if you actually look at the date, it's March 24th at 7 o'clock at night. It's done on purpose on a Tuesday. Why? Because not a lot of people are going to a brewery or a restaurant or a bar on Monday and Tuesday nights. So if you're able to attract 20 to 30 to 40 people on a Monday or a Tuesday, they're not going to charge you a lot of money to be able to have that place because they're just appreciating that opportunity for you to bring people into it. And you tell people to do Facebook videos, or you market, you're going to say, like, hey, we'll do some selfies, we'll market your place. Like, use different leverage points to help you if you're like, man, I really need to do this, like Easter egg hunt, St. Patrick's Day, all these things, because what Chris just said there is so important. And it might be like, well, Brock, I could do that. I really like what Chris said, but I don't know what to invite him to. And then you get yourself back in this freaking, you get stuck in a wheel again. And then you're back to like uncertainty. And that's what happens. And don't get me started about the whole war again, like I was the other day. But like it just puts people in uncertainty and people don't make decisions. But if you help people and you educate them and you share with them, this is what we can do, this is what we got. And that's why I love what Chris said, is just like, if you want ideas, Grace, make sure we put Chris's information in there, his phone number and his email. If you want ideas all on what Chris does, like, and if Chris, if not, just put your phone number in there. Go text them all, reach out to the guy. He does this all, he's amazing at it. He holds me accountable, which I'm not doing very good at because I'm terrible with my database. And but it's so important on being able just to invite them to the simplest things, the easiest things, and it could be a brewery. I think Dawn asked a question, Chris, on like, how many people? Like sometimes you really don't want a lot of people because you can't talk to everybody. So that's my
Yeah,
that's my
but
two cents.
only so many people are going to show up anyway, right?
Yeah,
So if
invite
you have
everybody.
literally 50 people that RSVP, you're lucky to have 35 who come, right?
Yeah,
So I've never been in a situation where we had too many people. Usually it's like, well, 12 came. I wish we had more, right? So if you have a problem with too many people coming to your event, let me know and we can fix that problem real fast. But my guess is the opposite will happen. So
yeah.
it's just being real, right? So let me see how we doing on time here. So we're about out of time. So just ultimately, let me just kind of wrap up, right? Like if we're looking at the hand that feeds you, we talked about VIPs last month, right? Building out business partnerships to grow your business, looking for reciprocal referral opportunities. This month, I'm talking about, right, the thumb, which is your past clients, managing your database or building a database, right? Staying in front of them, having a theme day, call day, inviting them to events. And of course, without being said, they should be on your CRM, right? They should be on your video campaign. They should be on your social media. And we're going to talk about social media as one of the fingers of our hand and farming and different things like that in the future. But really, this is just about moving the needle a little bit in an area where maybe you struggle. And if you're doing great on your past clients, you could probably make some improvements. But let's just pick one thing today. Do you think I can do this? I can manage one event, or I can at least start making some phone calls, or I can block. Maybe it's just you need to start with I have to time block calls, right? I don't know where you're at, but honoring your schedule, time blocking, all that is super valuable. This is going to lead to more business, right? If you close 8.3% of your clients move per year, no matter how many clients you've closed in the past. Let's get all 100% of those, not 25% of those. So I'm here to add value. Chris Reshetar with CTR Mortgage Brokers. You've got my number and my information on the chat. If there's anything that I can do, a one-on-one, you want to do some Zoom training, you want to meet face-to-face, I train all kinds of topics related to helping realtors get better at what they do because if I can add value to you, it's naturally going to reciprocate. So hopefully that was a powerful lesson to you today. We'll see you next Wednesday for me, right, of next month for our next topic. And obviously you'll be back in the house tomorrow morning, Barack 8:15 for the Morning Mindset Show. You guys have a great day, and we'll be talking soon.
Thank you, Chris. Appreciate you. I
You're
think so.
welcome.
Yeah, I'll get in touch with you.
That sounds great. Thanks,
Thank
Joseph.
you.